Have you ever found yourself in a tricky situation where someone publicly disrespects you? Maybe it was a tactless, sarcastic comment in front of others, or an awkward joke that left you feeling undervalued and humiliated. In moments like these, have you ever wondered, how should I respond to not just maintain my dignity, but actually earn respect even from people who habitually disregard others' value? Don't worry, you're not alone. We've all experienced moments like this. And the fascinating thing is, you have more control than you might think over how you handle them. In this guide, we're diving into effective tips and psychological techniques inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. These strategies won't just help you navigate difficult situations calmly, they'll also help you gain respect from those around you. Stick around, because we're going to explore exactly how to respond intelligently, turning uncomfortable moments into opportunities to affirm your self-worth. Let's start by understanding why these situations happen. In many cases, it's not because people hate you or hold a personal grudge. The issue often lies in a kind of opportunism that some people exhibit. These individuals try to elevate themselves by diminishing others. They think that making you appear weak or uncomfortable will make them stand out more. This behavior is common, not just in workplaces, but also in social circles and even within families. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless insights, teaches us that respect isn't something you demand or impose on others. Instead, it's about how you conduct yourself, how you build and establish boundaries for your own self-worth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. In moments like these, your calm and confidence are your ultimate weapons. But it's not just about how you handle unpleasant situations. The bigger picture is creating an environment where respect for you becomes a given. What does that mean? It's about ensuring that no one uses you as a stepping stone to boost their own image. You need to demonstrate that. You know your value. You won't be shaken by cheap remarks or undermining actions. So, get ready to explore how to apply Stoic philosophy in everyday life. These small but powerful strategies will help you stand your ground in any situation. And if you've ever felt unbalanced, undervalued, or disrespected by others, remember this. Respect isn't earned through aggressive comebacks, but through how calmly and steadfastly you control yourself. Now, let's dive into these practical solutions and show you how to handle disrespect with grace and strength. 1. First tip. First impressions matter a lot. First impressions are the foundation of how you are perceived. And interestingly, it's often less about what you say and more about how you present yourself. Picture this. You're at an important networking event. Someone walks into the room, scans the crowd, and makes their way toward you. They extend their hand for a greeting, but instead of standing up, you remain seated, offering a quick glance at their hand before shaking it. The result? You've unintentionally conveyed a lack of confidence and signaled that this interaction might not matter much to you. Small actions like this have a massive impact on how others perceive you. The Stoics understood this deeply. They recognized that simple gestures, like standing up and maintaining eye contact during a greeting, aren't just good manners. They're powerful expressions of confidence and self-awareness. When you rise to shake someone's hand, you're subtly communicating. Equality, readiness, mutual respect. This aligns with a key Stoic principle. How you present yourself reflects your values and shapes how others see you. Let me share a story. I once attended a professional seminar where networking was the primary goal. Among the attendees, one individual stood out. Whether greeting a senior executive or thanking a waiter for refilling his coffee, he always stood up, made eye contact, and engaged fully. It wasn't flashy or overdone, but it left an impression. People respected him, not because of what he said, but because of how he carried himself. He projected confidence and sincerity with every interaction, effortlessly commanding respect. In contrast, I noticed another attendee who remained seated during every greeting. He didn't mean to come across as disinterested, it was simply a habit. Yet this seemingly minor action created an unspoken barrier. People unconsciously took him less seriously, even though he was just as capable as anyone else in the room. This highlighted an essential truth. Standing up isn't just about politeness. It's about acknowledging the other person's value and asserting your own. The lesson is clear. Rising to greet someone is not just an act of courtesy. It's a declaration of how you value yourself and others. Here's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics didn't focus on things beyond their control. They maximized what they could influence. In this case, your behavior, your presentation, the way you communicate your worth through small yet meaningful actions. If you want to adopt this lesson in your life, start with everyday encounters. Whether you're meeting someone in the office at a cafe or during a virtual meeting, make sure you're fully present. Stand up when greeting someone. Maintain eye contact. Project confidence with your body language. These simple gestures not only earn you respect, but also emphasize your inherent value, a reflection of Stoic principles in action. Remember, first impressions aren't just about appearances, they're about showcasing your confidence, self-respect, and the respect you have for others. This is the essence of what Stoicism teaches us. Live with intention. Pay attention to the small things, and let those actions define who you are. So, the next time you meet someone, rise to the occasion, look them in the eye, and let your actions speak louder than words. 2. Second tip. When someone interrupts you. In public, during a conversation, the best thing you can do is to fix that person with a firm and determined look. When someone interrupts you, especially in a public setting, it can feel downright frustrating. You're trying to make a point, and suddenly someone jumps in, derailing your train of thought. But hold on a second. The natural reaction for many is to get angry or respond sharply. But that often only escalates the situation and makes you appear less composed. So, what should you do? This is where Stoic philosophy steps in to help you handle the moment with calmness and authority. Stoicism teaches us that true strength doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from controlling ourselves. In this situation, a simple, steady gaze can convey a stronger message than any words. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause. Look directly at the person who interrupted you with a calm yet focused gaze. Let the silence speak for you. Their behavior is inappropriate, and you won't tolerate being disrespected. This not only demonstrates confidence, but also encourages the other person to reflect on their actions. I remember once during a family dinner, I was sharing a funny story when a relative interrupted to share their own. At first, I felt a bit flustered and awkward, but instead of cutting them off mid-sentence, I stopped, looked at them calmly, and waited. The silence lasted only a few seconds, but carried more weight than any words could have. They quickly realized they'd interrupted at the wrong moment, corrected themselves, and allowed me to continue. The rest of the evening was smooth, and I regained control of the conversation without any drama. This strategy works particularly well in public or group settings. By staying composed and in control, you naturally draw attention. Your presence becomes stronger, and you don't need to raise your voice or argue to reclaim your space in the conversation. Stoicism teaches us not to let others' actions dictate our emotions. Instead, we use tools like body language and calmness to steer the situation without losing our dignity. But the gaze is just the beginning. Once the interruption is addressed, politely but firmly, resume your point. A simple phrase like, "Let me pick up where I left off," not only asserts your right to speak, but also maintains respect for everyone involved. Remember, the goal isn't to embarrass the other person, but to set a clear expectation that respect and communication is non-negotiable. What's remarkable about this approach is that it requires no aggression or intimidation. Just stay calm, avoid showing anger, and let your actions speak volumes. When others see you handle interruptions with confidence and intention, they'll not only respect you more, but also reflect on their own behavior. Stoicism reminds us that true power lies in maintaining self-control, even in challenging moments. So next time someone interrupts you, don't lose your cool, stand firm. Hold your gaze and show others that you are someone worth listening to. This isn't just about earning respect. It's about expressing your self-worth in a way that's both meaningful and lasting. 3. Third tip, jokes and humiliation. When someone tries to humiliate you with a joke in a group of friends, adopt this strategy. When someone in your group of friends deliberately tries to humiliate you with a joke, your first instinct might be to feel embarrassed or upset. But remember, the way you respond will determine the entire dynamic of the situation. This is where Stoic philosophy can be an incredibly powerful tool, helping you stay calm and take control. Once, during a casual meetup with old friends, one of them decided to mock me in front of everyone by retelling an embarrassing story from our school days. At first, I felt my face heat up, and my immediate reaction was to fire back. But instead of letting my emotions take over, I recalled a Stoic principle. What doesn't harm your essence isn't worth your concern. I smiled, pretended not to have heard the story, and calmly asked my friend to repeat it, maintaining a composed and slightly curious demeanor. Here's the fascinating part. When the person had to retell the joke, its impact significantly diminished. Not only that, but the group started to sense the awkwardness of forcing someone to recount a joke that wasn't landing well anymore. The loud laughter from earlier faded, and the storyteller began to fumble, realizing their attempt at humiliation had backfired. The key here is that asking someone to repeat their joke not only reduces its impact, but also shows that you're unshaken. This approach allows you to maintain your composure while subtly highlighting the other person's inappropriate behavior. Even more importantly, it shifts the dynamic in your favor, without resorting to retaliatory tactics or losing your dignity. By choosing this path, you send a powerful message. You're someone with inner strength who won't let small provocations dictate your emotions. This is one of the core lessons of Stoic philosophy, maintaining calm and control in the face of minor life challenges. So how can you apply this principle effectively? Remember, you don't need to react instantly to every action or word. Pause, take a breath, and think. Use silence as a powerful weapon. Silence isn't passive. It creates space for the other person to realize their mistake. Finally, when you do respond, do it with calm confidence. A simple request for them to repeat what they said, spoken in a neutral tone, can have far more impact than arguing or fighting back. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to uncomfortable situations reflect our character and inner values. Every time you stay calm and refuse to be drawn into negativity, you not only gain the respect of others, but also reinforce your own self-respect. So the next time someone tries to mock you in front of others, remember, you have complete control over how the story ends, and with calmness and clarity, you'll always come out on top. Fourth tip, a question in response. When someone is trying to provoke you or make you angry, you can use a very effective psychological technique. Have you ever faced a situation where someone deliberately tried to provoke or hurt you, and instead of reacting immediately, you managed to handle it gracefully? Imagine this. You're at a family gathering. Someone makes a pointed remark about a failure in your career in front of everyone. It's the kind of comment that feels like a dagger to your heart, digging into a pain you've been trying to move past. Suddenly, all eyes are on you, waiting to see how you'll respond. In that moment, instead of reacting defensively or trying to explain yourself, you take a brief pause, stay calm, and ask, "Hey, does anyone know a good bakery nearby? I was thinking about picking up something for the next get-together." That simple question instantly changes the energy in the room. The person trying to provoke you is left flustered, unsure of how to proceed, and the conversation quickly shifts to a new, more neutral topic. Not only did you avoid escalating the situation, but you also turned an uncomfortable moment into one that worked in your favor. This strategy of asking an unrelated question is more than just a clever tactic. It's a way of reclaiming control over your emotions and the situation. By interrupting the flow of provocation, you redirect attention away from the negative energy. Refuse to give the instigator the satisfaction of seeing you upset. It's a perfect example of practicing Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control and refusing to let external circumstances dictate your peace of mind. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The brilliance of this technique lies in its ability to derail negativity without confrontation. A well-timed, unrelated question disrupts the instigator's train of thought, making it nearly impossible for them to continue their attempt to provoke you. At the same time, it allows you to maintain your composure and project a sense of confidence and self-control. This is a powerful way to command respect in any social situation. To make this approach work, It's essential to keep your tone and demeanor natural. If it seems forced or calculated, it might come across as insincere. Choose a simple, neutral question or comment that feels organic to the moment. Something about a nearby restaurant, a recent event, or even a casual observation. The goal is not to dodge the situation awkwardly, but to shift the conversation with subtlety and ease. This technique doesn't just work in the moment, it builds long-term resilience and inner strength. By refusing to be dragged into emotional conflicts, you demonstrate to yourself and others that you're in control. People around you will notice this composure and come to respect you for it. More importantly, using this strategy is a step toward cultivating the core Stoic value of focusing on what you can control. You can't dictate how others behave, but you can decide how you respond. In doing so, you reinforce your sense of self-worth and send a clear message. You will not allow others to undermine your peace or dignity. Next time you find yourself in a situation where someone's words are aimed to provoke or hurt, remember this approach. Ask a simple, unrelated question and observe how the dynamic changes. You'll not only diffuse the tension, but also feel empowered by your ability to rise above it. As Marcus Aurelius wisely reminded us, true power comes from maintaining peace of mind, regardless of external circumstances. By mastering this, you'll not only handle challenges with grace, but also elevate the respect others have for you in any situation. 5th tip, walking away. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt undervalued, disrespected, or even completely ignored? It's not a pleasant feeling, but sometimes the best way to protect your self-respect is to choose to walk away. Stoic philosophy teaches us that respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you cultivate by knowing your own worth. And sometimes, walking away isn't a sign of failure. It's a demonstration of strength and self-worth. Let me share a story with you. A friend of mine, Sarah, was an exceptional creative professional. One day, she joined a major project at her company. However, instead of being recognized for her relentless efforts, she was constantly ridiculed by her manager in front of the team. They would interrupt her in meetings, dismiss her ideas, make her feel as if her contributions didn't matter. At first, Sarah tried harder, believing she needed to prove herself. But after months of frustration, she realized she didn't need to beg for respect from people unwilling to give it. A pivotal meeting changed everything. Once again, her idea was brushed aside without any reason. This time, Sarah calmly closed her laptop, stood up, and said, "I will put my energy into a place where it is valued." She walked out of the meeting, leaving her colleagues stunned. That same day, she submitted her resignation, not out of anger, but as an act of self-preservation. A few months later, Sarah joined another company in a leadership role, where she was not only respected, but celebrated for her talents. Sarah's story isn't just about leaving, it's about choosing where to invest your energy. Walking away doesn't signify weakness. On the contrary, it demonstrates that you understand your value and refuse to stay in an environment that undermines it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the only thing we can truly control is how we respond to situations. While you can't force others to respect you, you can decide not to remain in a place where respect is absent. The most powerful part of walking away is that it's not about creating drama or proving a point. It's a personal decision, quiet but resolute. It's a way of telling yourself, "I am worth more than this." Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Staying in a disrespectful environment is choosing to let others diminish your value. So, how do you know when it's time to walk away? It's when you realize that all your efforts to build respect have been met with indifference. You feel you're constantly fighting to be recognized. Don't wait until your self-esteem has been eroded. Listen to yourself. And if necessary, choose to leave. Because being an absence that's respected is far better than being a presence that's diminished. Walking away is not about surrendering, it's about setting boundaries. Stoic philosophy teaches us not only to control our emotions, but also to safeguard our sense of worth. The next time you find yourself being devalued, remember that sometimes the most respectful action you can take is to leave the table where your worth isn't recognized. Respect isn't begged for. It's built by how you decide to treat yourself. Final thoughts. I would love to hear about your journey and triumphs. Please hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, leave a comment below to share your story, successes, and even the challenges you've overcome. If you're not sure what to comment, just write, "I can do it," to show that you've completed this session. Your engagement helps this community grow toward wisdom and the art of turning every challenge into an opportunity. I'll leave 2 more videos here so you can continue learning and growing on your personal development journey. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.